but we can't end the NFL segment without talking about the Antonio Brown saga as is happening in Pittsburgh before our eyes. What do you take from this situation? What do you think, Jason? Tell me what you feel about it. Is he leaving? Does it make sense?
I think he's leaving at this point. If it makes sense or not, I'm not sure. I think matter of fact, it might make sense. He's been there. He's averaged over 1,000 yards. I don't know, for like the last 5 seasons now, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's part of the reason why Big Ben is going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they should have a Super Bowl ring, in my opinion, between AB, him, and Le'Veon Bell when he was there. But now that Le'Veon's not there, it seems like Juju is going to become the number one. He would be a number one wide receiver on pretty much a lot of other NFL teams. And I see him leaving after this season.
Okay. I'm going to pitch the question out here to Troy in a second, but I'm going to answer it real quick since it's here. I'm going to hit it real fast. I think the Steelers need to figure it out because you don't let a Hall of Famer walk out of the door. You know, and we're all men. We've all been there before. Mm-hmm. Somebody didn't like your job. Somebody didn't care for when you play ball with them, whatever. You sit in the room. You say, these are my expectations. This is what I want. And once you figure out those things and you can get people on the same page, a lot of times guys tend to just move forward as long as we can win. Right?
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, something is fractured. I don't know if Ben don't want to throw him the ball. I don't know if Biz doesn't know the playbook. I don't know if it's all on Antonio Brown. I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. But I think that franchise is going to set itself back astronomically. I mean, we all on this Juju train, and that's cool. But Juju ain't seen the number one DB every week or caught a double team.
Yeah.
Who's your second wide receiver right now? Oh, we just going to run out and draft one? Like, you don't find a Hall of Famer, like that. So you got to figure out a way to make that work. And then the other thing is their cash strap. If you get rid of him this year, you lose money on the hard cap. You know, you still $22 million. You can't even go out and get somebody else. And the word is that they were going to restructure Ben's contract to allow them to be able to go out and get another free agent. But, I mean, why not keep Antonio Brown, restructure Ben's contract, and still go get somebody else? And then you have, other options. But this is going to be the second time that they've messed up. Le'Veon leaving, Antonio Brown leaving. You can't tell me that that's like no big deal. Because if I was a Steelers fan, I'd be very, very upset about that. And I don't know all the information and why people aren't getting along, but they've got to figure that out because they're not going to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, next year, unless they get Jerry Rice. And
I hope they end up keeping AB. I mean, they have Mason Rudolph right behind Big Ben as well. So they should really do all that they can to keep AB since they didn't do that for Le'Veon.
Yeah. So Troy, what do you think about this Antonio Brown saga?
Whoa, that is a good question. I think I saw somewhere today they were 9-1 odds to get him from Vegas. So I would love to have a Steeler transform into a Raven, but yeah, the Yankees not allowed to give up for him. First of all, first round draft pick, possibly some players along with him, and I wouldn't mind having him in town, fandom-ish, but realistically, I would not want him because if he brings all what he did in Pittsburgh to here with a guy like Lamar Jackson who's humble and a franchise and a fan base who, as I've seen, won't take much of any of his antics if he starts to act up in Baltimore and keep him in Pittsburgh. I'm like, there's a way with Baltimore fans. They kind of they support you until they support you, and then when you don't do well, they tend to boo you, and then they tend to look at you a long way. I'm like, I might have him in town. He's an exceptional player, and it's unbelievable how the Steelers have crumbled since we win the division. It's unbelievable the stories that are coming out of their camp. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, this
isn't don't like the organization, it's this and that. I'm like, it's weird to see them going through this because they're normally a franchise that keeps this stuff under the water, under the cap. But now it's out there for the free world to read. So it's crazy to hear this, but I'm going to say no realistically. I don't want him in town, but the fandom side of me says bring him in because he's a great guy, like I said before, but he has got to check his ego at the door.
I think he'd be a great person to bring in, but my only problem is I really don't think that he fits Lamar's personality, and I really think that chemistry is a big deal. I think he's better served going to somebody that's more of like a pocket passing type of guy, like Mahomes or something like that. Mm-hmm. not to say Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball, but Antonio wants to rock all the time. And Lamar's figuring it out. So I don't even know if you really need to go out and give up a number 1 pick and do everything you have to do and make him happy at the same time. I think he's a great fit for anybody besides somewhere that is going through a quarterback transition. So that's what I